Cambodia has a population of approximately 16 million in 2016. The currency is in riel, which every Singapore dollar equals to about 3,048 riel, which shows that the currency is very weak. The area of Cambodia is about 181 square kilometers. The main language that they speak is Khmer. The most commonly practiced religion is Buddhism. The life expectancy of a person living in Cambodia is 66 for men and for women is 71. The population density of Cambodia is about 90 people per square kilometer. The government is practicing constitutional monarchy. The geographical location of Cambodia. Cambodia has a location that is moist. The rainy season is from May to October and brings about a whopping 75% of Cambodia's annual rainfall. It rains every 2 out of 3 days. The rain may cause severe flooding and can cause damage to buildings. Cambodia's average temperature is about 21 to 35 Celsius, and this temperature will not have a severe increase or decrease all year as there is no winter. The history of Cambodia. Cambodia is in severe poverty mainly because of the terror of Pol Pot's Khmer Rouge regime in the late 1970s that killed 2 million people, which made up a quarter of the population back then. Pol Pot was the Prime Minister of Cambodia and he sent Cambodia back in time and tried to make Cambodia a rural area with no modern or technological advancements. The Khmer Rouge regime refers to the rule of Pol Pot. When Pol Pot was overthrown, the majority were people who worked as farmers and the people who were exceptional workers were killed. With the people who are killed, Cambodia struggled and still struggles to economically sustain itself. Some provinces of Cambodia served as military bases for the Vietnamese army during the Vietnam War. Cambodia has been occupied since the 12th century and in 1863 was placed under French rule until 1953 when Cambodia received their independence.
There are several different reasons for causes of poverty in Cambodia, divided into social reasons, political reasons, and natural reasons. The first reason why poverty happens in Cambodia is because of poor education. Education in Cambodia ranks amongst the lowest because of several different factors. For example, not having enough teachers, not enough schools, especially in underdeveloped areas of Cambodia, or just because some families are poor, with them being unable to afford school fees. As such, in order to support themselves, their children end up working to support their daily needs. Therefore, this is also one of the main causes that children are unable to get to school, with poverty remaining amongst the children of the poor, which sacrifice their time to work for their education. Additionally, teachers in Cambodia whose job is to educate students and offer effective instructions to benefit their children are paid very little and are often seen not giving their best effort in fulfilling the task mentioned. In fact, according to the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, the Cambodian Education Index was just 0.66, the second lowest after Laos amongst ASEAN countries. Moreover, the adult literacy rates are just 69.4% in 2002 compared to the 90.3% in the East Asia region. The second reason why Cambodia suffers from poverty is because of high population growth. The increasing number of people in the country would result in the population needing more food, housing, security, and more resources. In order for this to happen, the government would need more money to develop more areas to build housing. According to the International Fund for Agricultural Development (IFAD) in 2007, shown that the pressures of a fast-growing population contributes to poverty due to a lack of education and skill training. Thus, people have inadequate employment opportunities and little capability to take up skilled jobs. They then feel insecure, excluded, vulnerable, and have little access to natural resources. Poor health, a lack of education, low productivity, and poor infrastructure lead to an increase in poverty rates. Poor health and high healthcare expenses no doubt economically cripple the already very poor Cambodian families. Finally, political instability, war, and natural disasters also affect a country's state of poverty. These problems cannot be predicted and often cause a lot of damage and harm to the country. Political instability discourages foreign investment and encourages the fight over domestic capital.
Poverty in Cambodia has definitely led to some unwanted consequences. Especially in Cambodia, human trafficking is a common crime, and most of the victims of this are girls who are between the ages of 10 and 25. Most of them end up becoming forced prostitutes. Parents are forced to send their children away and give up their parental rights to their child to make money or to put food on the table. Sometimes they are lured into thinking that human traffickers are selling legitimate job opportunities, such as waitresses and construction workers. But the children are then forced into prostitution after the parents give their children away. They are then held hostage and are often beaten up to make them cooperate, and even have guards to make sure that none of them run away. Statistics show that more than 100,000 prostitutes under the age of 18 in Cambodia. In the business of sex tourism, people pay around $150 to $450 for one prostitute, and therefore the human traffickers make a killing. The second problem is infrastructure difficulties. In the 20th century, Cambodia experienced numerous wars ranging from World War II to the Khmer Rouge, which is a Cambodian civil war. This caused major infrastructure damage worth millions and poses a major problem to the country's economy, as Cambodia had pledged infrastructure growth as one of their main goals and had spent much effort into it. After the wars, however, there was a lack of financial support and foreign investment of donors, and the government of Cambodia looked away from repairing infrastructure as one of its main goals. These difficulties caused decreases in the availability of jobs, water, and electrical shortages. In the wake of the wars, roads, banks, and rural areas were affected the most. However, infrastructure damage was not only caused by international wars and civil wars within Cambodia, but also by natural disasters. In 2000, the worst flood recorded in 40 years in Cambodia swept in, the Mekong flooding, which occurred in the summer and autumn of 2000 and killed 225 and made thousands homeless.
Solutions to counter poverty is challenged. However, it could be very useful. First, kids have to stop begging on the streets, as begging on the streets means that the kids are giving up hope on their future. All of their future plans as well as their lives are all damaged. The children would beg on the streets and would do so for the rest of their lives. They would be illiterate and neither would they know about their culture or their traditions or their language, and most of their lives are spent reaching their arms out for loose change. It would be effective in a way as the children have plenty of time to make them change for the better and to earn money. Secondly, to refrain the children from going back to receiving money on the street, the people have to drop the tuition fee in Cambodia. What it will lead to is more children learning how to survive and to drop the illiteracy rates. If the government have gave the children the opportunity to study, the number of lawyers, businessmen, and doctors would increase. Thirdly, NGOs should set up more daycare centers, schools, hospitals, and clinics, as people that are suffering from poverty have little or no access to education and healthcare. Young adults who work in factories normally receive 80 Cambodian dollars. If the government have raised this by 20 Cambodian dollars, the workers will have enough spare money for themselves. A few more effective ways to counter poverty in Cambodia is to first be aware. Read the news, for example, or to go one mile further, call the shelters what is the situation, or if they need any help. Another way is to donate. If each one of us in developed countries donate around $10.50 Sing dollars, poverty will be completely stopped. Another more effective way is to let the whole world know. Contact the media to broadcast it. Every passionate person would be happy to help. Another way to kill two birds in one stone is to donate unwanted items. An extra shirt, a winter jacket too small, a school bag, or even just a pencil would help up a lot to those that actually need it. Last but not least, volunteer yourself. Any spare time can be used to reduce poverty and save people.